12 inches of snow possible in the Carolinas. 12 inches. The National Weather Service doesn't issue winter storm watches days in advance unless they're seeing something big. Georgia, Virginia, Maryland already under watches. This is real. Parts of the Carolinas could see their biggest snowfall in over a decade. Which cities are in the danger zone? Stay with me for 60 seconds, and I'll show you exactly where the heaviest snow sets up, why this storm is different from typical winter weather, and what makes the timing so critical. I need you to comment your location right now. Not later, right now. Here's why this matters. Tonight, I'm going through every single comment to see where my viewers are located. Tomorrow's forecast will include specific timing for your exact area. The more detail you give me, your city and state, the better I can serve you with personalized information. Do it now while you're thinking about it. This isn't just engagement. This is how I tailor tomorrow's content to what you actually need. Okay, here's what you need to know immediately, and I'm not holding back. Upstate South Carolina, potential for 10 inches according to this morning's European model. Charlotte, North Carolina, 3 to 6 inches and climbing with every single model run. Southeastern Virginia and the northern Outer Banks, this is your bullseye. 12 to 15 inches possible, with some models showing even higher amounts. Columbia, South Carolina, 2 to 4 inches. Cape Cod, Massachusetts, could see close to a foot if the track is right. Atlanta, Georgia, you might get 3 to 4 inches, which would be significant for you. The Outer Banks isn't just getting snow. We're talking about blizzard conditions with winds hitting 60 to 70 miles per hour and coastal flooding. And here's the part that should concern everyone along the coast. This hits during a full moon. That means astronomical high tides are already elevated. Add storm surge and wind-driven waves on top of that, and we've got a serious coastal flooding situation on top of the blizzard conditions. We're looking at a multi-state event spanning from Georgia all the way through Maine. Winter weather impacts are going to affect millions of people. The Weather Service has already pulled the trigger on winter storm watches covering huge swaths of territory. They don't do that lightly. They don't issue watches this far in advance unless the confidence level is high. We are 36 hours from snow starting for some of you. It's Thursday right now. Snow begins overnight Friday for locations in the Carolinas. The atmospheric setup is already visible on satellite imagery. I can see both pieces of energy that will merge and create this beast of a storm. Northern stream energy diving south out of Canada. Southern stream energy riding along the Gulf Coast. When they phase together this weekend, we get explosive development. This is classic winter storm setup, and I haven't even mentioned the cold air yet, and trust me, the cold is just as significant as the snow for many of you. We're talking about temperatures 20 to 30 degrees below normal by Saturday afternoon. If you live anywhere east of the Rocky Mountains, you're going to feel this Arctic blast. The Arctic air mass is already on the move, and it's going to settle in for several days. This isn't just a quick shot of cold. This is a prolonged deep freeze that lasts through early next week. Here's the meteorology and why I'm confident about certain aspects of this forecast. Understanding the science helps you understand why some areas are locks for heavy snow while others are still question marks. A polar vortex lobe drops south, bringing intense cold air with it. An upper-level trough dives with it. The atmospheric setup is absolutely textbook for a major winter storm. Initially, the energy looks weak, stretched out flat from Nebraska all the way to Nova Scotia. When energy is spread out like that, it doesn't have much punch. But the transformation happens fast. By Saturday afternoon, we're looking at a closed low, tightly wrapped, negatively tilted. That's meteorology speak for a storm that's about to explode. That's when things get serious. Here's how it works, and I'll try to explain this without getting too technical. When low pressure closes off like this, winds have to curve around it. That curvature forces air upward, and rising air creates precipitation. That's your basic snow generation mechanism. We also have what we call upper-level divergence happening. Winds aloft spread apart directly over the low-pressure system. When winds spread apart up high, air rushes up from below to fill the gap. It's like a vacuum pulling air upward. You combine these two lifting mechanisms, the curvature and the divergence, and you get very heavy snowfall rates. We're talking 1 to 2 inches per hour at peak intensity in some locations. The European model and GFS model both show significant snow, and that agreement gives me confidence. When both major models are locked onto the same general idea, That tells me something real is happening. They disagree on specifics, especially for the Northeast, but both models are showing a major winter storm for parts of the East Coast. The European model has shifted west over the past 24 hours, and that trend has been remarkably consistent. Good news for Charlotte and the Interstate 77 corridor, concerning news for Raleigh and the Eastern Carolinas because it brings a potential dry slot into play. The GFS has been more stable, keeping heavier snow focused on southeastern Virginia and being more conservative elsewhere. When I look at the blend of models, which averages multiple forecasts together, it shows significant snow from the Carolinas into Virginia, with decreasing confidence as you go north into the Mid-Atlantic and New England. Let me give you the detailed city forecast. I'm going to change up my delivery for each location, so this doesn't sound like I'm reading a list. Charlotte, North Carolina. The trend is absolutely in your favor. 24 hours ago, you were looking at maybe 2 to 4 inches. Now we're talking 3 to 6 with potential for more. Models keep bumping you higher. Snow arrives late Friday night, probably around 11 p.m. to midnight. Saturday morning, you wake up to steady snowfall. Peak intensity Saturday morning through early afternoon. We're talking 1 to 2 inches per hour. Visibility drops to nothing. This is powdery snow, not wet and heavy. Winds gust 30 to 40 miles per hour. Snow continues Saturday afternoon and evening, finally ending Saturday night. Here's my concern for you. The timing. Saturday means fewer people on roads, which is good, but Saturday night temperatures crater into the teens. Everything that fell becomes ice. If you need to travel Saturday, morning is your only window before conditions deteriorate. Columbia, South Carolina, you're trending upward too. 2 to 4 inches for the metro. Earlier this week, models showed barely anything. Now we're looking at accumulating snow. Timeline mirrors Charlotte. Starts Friday night, heaviest Saturday morning, ends Saturday evening. For a city that rarely sees this, 2 to 4 inches is disruptive. Roads will be dangerous. Power could go out with gusty winds, combined with ice on lines. Upstate South Carolina, Greenville, and Spartanburg area. This morning's European model went aggressive on you. 10-inch totals showing up, I think that's probably too high. But 6 to 10? Absolutely possible. You're in the sweet spot. Higher elevation. Northwest flow favors you. Maximum lift right over your area. If I had to pick one spot in South Carolina to hit double-digit snow, it's somewhere in the upstate. Snow starts Friday night and goes all day Saturday. This is not a quick hit. Plan to stay home Saturday. Get your supplies Friday. Raleigh-Durham. We need to have a conversation. Your forecast has deteriorated over the past day. Early this week, you were looking great, 6 to 10 inches. Now I'm seeing something concerning in the models. A dry slot. This is a zone of dry air that can wrap into the storm and cut off your snow. If it happens, your accumulation drops significantly. I'm not saying it definitely happens. I'm saying watch for it. Current forecast still 3 to 6 inches, but with lower confidence than Charlotte. Timing is the same. Starts Friday night, heaviest Saturday morning. But you might see snow shut off Saturday afternoon if that dry slot materializes. If you were in Raleigh in 2018, you remember what dry slots can do. They're snow killers. Southeastern Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia Beach, and the northern Outer Banks, you are ground zero. If I had to put money on one area seeing a foot or more, it's you. The European model shows 12 to 15 inches. Even the model blend, which smooths things out, shows 8 to 12. Everything lines up for you. The dynamics, the moisture, the track. Snow begins Saturday morning, continues through Saturday night. This is not just about accumulation. Winds gust 60 to 70 miles per hour Saturday night into Sunday. We're talking blizzard warnings. Zero visibility. Drifting snow making roads impassable. And the coastal flooding angle, full moon means high astronomical tides already. Add storm surge and wind-driven waves and we have serious problems. Houses will be lost in the Outer Banks. We've already lost structures this year to erosion. This storm pushes more into the ocean. Power outages could last multiple days. This is a serious situation for you. Now, the Northeast. And this is where it gets complicated. Boston and Cape Cod. Your forecast depends entirely on storm track. The GFS model keeps the low offshore. You get very little. Maybe a couple inches on the Cape, some lake effect elsewhere. That's it. The European model tells a completely different story. Full blizzard for Cape Cod and the islands. Close to a foot. Winds 60 to 70 miles per hour. Whiteout conditions Sunday into Sunday night. So, who's right? Can't tell you yet. What I can tell you is probability. Cape Cod. You have a 70 to 80% chance of at least 4 inches. Pretty good odds. The question is whether you get 4 or 14. That depends on whether the storm tracks 50 miles closer to shore. 50 miles is all it takes. New York City. Your probability is much lower. 20% chance of 4 inches. You need a significant westward track shift. Right now, you're on the western fringe. Long Island is split. Eastern tip toward Montauk, 50 to 60% chance of 4+ inches. Western Long Island near the city, 20%. That's how tight the gradient is. Philadelphia and the Jersey Shore, similar situation. City has 20% chance of significant snow. Shore has 40%, because even if the storm stays offshore, the northern precipitation edge can clip the coast. Central Jersey sits at 20%. Down East Maine, if the European verifies, you get hammered Sunday night into Monday, heavy snow, blizzard conditions, but the GFS disagrees. We'll know more in 12 to 24 hours. Here's what everyone in the Northeast needs to understand, though. Even without major snow, you're getting major wind. Sunday afternoon into evening, coastal New Jersey sees 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts. Long Island and Cape Cod, 50 to 60. Outer Cape Cod and down East Maine, 60 to 70. These are damaging winds, power outages, trees down, rough seas, coastal flooding during high tides. The wind is guaranteed. The snow is still uncertain. New overnight model data shows the European continuing to shift west. That's helping Charlotte. Hurting Raleigh because of that dry slot potential. The GFS has been steadier, more conservative in the Carolinas, but consistent. When models disagree, I look at the atmospheric pattern, the upper air setup, and honestly, the pattern favors the European solution for the Carolinas. The way the northern and southern streams are phasing, the jet position, the temperature profiles, it all aligns better with the European. That doesn't mean the GFS is wrong. It means I'm leaning European if forced to choose. For the Northeast, I don't have a strong lean. The setup is marginal. You're on the northern edge of the cold, western edge of the moisture. Small changes make huge differences. But here's what makes this dangerous beyond just the snow totals. The cold that follows is extreme and prolonged. Saturday night into Sunday, temperatures across the Carolinas drop to the teens. Mountains hit single digits. Some higher elevations could see temperatures near or below zero. Sunday night into Monday, it gets even colder. Single digits expected in the Piedmont, near zero in the mountains, below zero in the high country. The snow that falls Saturday doesn't melt for days. We're talking about snow on the ground potentially through Wednesday or Thursday of next week because temperatures never get warm enough for significant melting. Pipes will freeze, and this is especially critical in the South where homes aren't built for extended extreme cold. Let faucets drip Saturday night, Sunday night, and Monday night. Not a heavy stream, just a pencil-thin drip. Open cabinet doors under sinks to let warm air circulate around pipes. Bring pets inside, obviously. Bring any outdoor plants inside if you can. Power outages, combined with extreme cold, are life-threatening situations. Have a backup heating plan. Wood for a fireplace if you have one. Extra blankets. Know where your flashlights are. Have fresh batteries. Stock up on food for several days because you might not want to or be able to leave your house. Citrus growers in Georgia and South Carolina, you already know this, but Saturday night is absolutely critical. We're talking hard freeze conditions that can damage crops. If you're in the South and not used to dealing with heavy snow accumulations, understand that 3 to 6 inches shuts everything down in areas that don't have the infrastructure to handle it. Roads become impassable even with treatment. Power lines come down under the weight of snow and ice combined with gusty winds. You can't just tough it out and drive to the store like you might with an inch or two. Stock up Friday. Get everything you need by Friday evening. Upper Midwest. You're not in the snow zone from this particular system, but the cold hits you just as hard. Wind chills well below zero by Sunday and Monday. Frostbite possible in 15 to 30 minutes on exposed skin. Limit outdoor exposure. Travel Saturday is a disaster. If you plan to drive through the Carolinas, Virginia, or Northeast on Saturday or Sunday, cancel. Airlines have travel waivers active. Interstates 95, 85, 77 all become parking lots. Here's the dangerous sequence. Snow Saturday. Flash freeze Saturday night. Extreme cold Sunday and Monday. Whatever melts refreezes to ice. Black ice everywhere Sunday morning. Way too early for details, but I'm watching next week's pattern. Signals suggest another system mid to late week. The extended cold supports multiple winter weather opportunities. More on that in coming days. Focus on this weekend for now. Timeline recap. Friday night, snow begins Carolinas. Late Friday for Charlotte, Columbia, Upstate. Saturday morning, snow spreads to Virginia. Southeastern Virginia and Outer Banks get going. Saturday midday. Peak intensity across Carolinas. Saturday afternoon, South Carolina snow tapers. North Carolina and Virginia continue. Saturday evening, most of South Carolina done. Saturday night, North Carolina and Virginia still going. Blizzard conditions for Outer Banks. Sunday. Snow for parts of Northeast if track cooperates. Extreme cold everywhere. Sunday night into Monday. Coldest temperatures. Single digits to below zero, many areas. Geographic summary. Atlanta to Maine, millions impacted. Heaviest snow looks to be southeastern Virginia and northeastern North Carolina. 12 to 15 inches possible. Significant snow for Charlotte, Columbia, Upstate. 3 to 6 or more. Gusty winds everywhere. Blizzard conditions, Outer Banks, possibly Cape Cod. Extreme cold follows for everyone. Preparation deadlines. Friday evening, have everything ready. Don't plan on stores Saturday. Let faucets drip starting Saturday night. Wednesday is when temperatures finally moderate slightly. Check on elderly neighbors. Anyone vulnerable to power outages or cold. Community weather matters. Drop your city again in the comments. Tomorrow's video has updated totals based on overnight models. Refined timing. Better clarity on the Northeast. Live stream tonight, analyzing latest data as it comes in. Subscribe so you catch tomorrow's critical update. Things can change overnight. Models refine. Track could shift. You want that information when I have it. I'm not here to create panic. I'm here to inform based on data. Weather forecasting walks a fine line. If I've done my job, you understand the threat, know what to expect, and have time to prepare. When both major models show a significant storm, confidence is high. Right now they agree on Carolinas. They disagree on Northeast. That's why I'm more confident in Charlotte's forecast than Boston's. Transparent forecasting means showing uncertainty where it exists. Tomorrow I'll have updated European data. New GFS runs. 3 new pieces of information by morning. Totals get refined. Track becomes clearer. Temperatures sharpen. Maybe better information on next week's potential system. Planning to go live 8 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. Maybe earlier if major changes happen overnight. Every model run matters now. Every 6 hours brings new data. Critical updates coming. Track shifts possible. 50 miles of movement is the difference between 6 inches and 12. I'll know more by morning. Action deadlines. Friday evening, preparations done. Saturday, stay home. Saturday night, protect pipes. Sunday, stay warm. Vulnerable populations. Take extra precautions. Homeless. This is life-threatening cold. Outdoor workers, limit exposure Sunday and Monday. Winter storm warnings likely issued Friday for Carolinas. Blizzard warnings probable for Outer Banks. Take warnings seriously. This is significant for millions. Data supports high-impact snow for Carolinas. Data supports extreme cold east of Rockies. But I'm honest about uncertainty. Northeast forecast is genuinely uncertain. 50-mile track shift changes everything for Boston and New York. Both a foot or an inch are possible. That's meteorology, not hedging. Carolinas. Confidence is higher. Pattern supports it. Models agree. Watches posted. This is happening. Tomorrow's update includes updated European data tonight, latest GFS, track changes, refined totals city by city, updated winds, power outage potential, preliminary next week information, Saturday hour-by-hour timeline, live 8 a.m. Eastern. Turn on notifications. Things change overnight. European runs tonight, 6 p.m. Data processed by midnight. Overnight GFS around 3 a.m. Fresh analysis by morning. Friday preparations. Saturday snow. Sunday and Monday extreme cold. Use Friday wisely. Thanks for trusting me with your weather information. You have many sources. The fact you're here matters. Tomorrow brings critical updates. Track clearer. Totals refined. Timing precise. Northeast forecast comes into focus. Subscribe. Bell notifications on. See you tomorrow morning. Stay safe, stay warm, stay tuned.